Hey guys, this is Chris Roby here. Um, yeah, I'm checking out the Bronco game right now as we speak, and I'm waiting for people to jump on to my board, and we'll see what happens here. But yeah, I mean, it's been pretty interesting. I'm sure for most people that get to watch the preseason games, but unfortunately, I don't really have that luxury. Um, so yeah, I'm just hoping that people will join my group here and kind of fill me in with what's going on. Because I'm on the green room, which like people can join and discuss, on the podcast, and so it's a really cool podcasting tool for me. But I'm just waiting on people. So I kind of looked at some stuff, like I Googled most recent news. So hopefully that'll tell me, a little bit of stuff here. This one was about basketball. It says Brooklyn Nets open with NBA's highest season win total. Must be based off of last year. Paul Millsap rumors Nets and Warriors interested in signing veteran forward. It looks like he probably was on the Nuggets before. Let's see. And then, so if we go, if we transition now to the NFL, that's probably more relevant to the Green Room group. Yeah, basically, former Raiders quarterback Jason Campbell, which I had forgotten that he played on the Raiders. I remembered him when I was thinking about it as a Redskin, I think is how I remember him. But yeah, he must have been on the Raiders too. I want to say he was on the Cowboys too at one point. But that's pretty crazy. But anyway, he was telling a story about how Al Davis. It was Halloween 2010, and I guess Al Davis, the old Raiders owner, I think he used to be the commissioner of the NFL at one point. As far as I know, I think he was always the Raiders owner until he passed away. Um, which really wasn't that long ago. I mean, if he was still alive in 2010, um, he's probably not been gone more than 10 years. But anyway, up in the booth, I guess L. Davis told them, you know, called down or something. He told them that they have to uh, go deep, and so Jason Campbell went deep, and they scored a touchdown, and supposedly they won that game. It was against the Seahawks, and they won that game like 33-3 or something like that, which is just crazy. Um, because I mean, Al Davis had been around, of course, but I don't know how much he really knew. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as coaching, maybe he did know more than I thought. Maybe he's like some of those old coaches back in the day, kind of that owned the team, but yet they were a coach too. I mean, but I don't know that he ever actually coached, but I imagine, under the right circumstances, you could probably learn, from the guys that you hired, and just from being around the right people, you could gain knowledge and all that stuff. So that's probably, you know, what was going on there. That's probably what happened. But um, let me see here. Kind of getting sidetracked here. Okay, Jets versus Packers. Preseason score: Zach Wilson. The headline says Zach Wilson impresses with 2 touchdown passes as New York downs Green Bay. Yeah, so there's been a lot of talk about Jordan Love. There's it's almost like, well, I was gonna say it's almost a controversy, but I don't know. I don't think that would qualify as quite a controversy. But like Jordan Love, he's you know basically one of those people that just has to, um, you know, basically prove himself, like possibly even right now, or, because he may not get to play in a season game at all. So right now is like his one opportunity, and he's injured. And so where do you go from there? Like, I don't know. That Rodgers is gonna stay. I don't really know that, but what I do know is the Packers better hope that he'll stay. Because if he doesn't, and luck doesn't pan out, then like they're in some big trouble. And the Packers are one of those franchises that it's so weird that they went from Favre to Rodgers. And, part of me has been a little bit skeptical. Like, can they really be that lucky that Love works out too? Because, like, look at the Broncos. Like, I know this is to some degree like a predominant Broncos podcast at some point, and that's only because I'm like a super diehard fan. But, and like, and I don't know that that some people would say this is a Broncos podcast, but it definitely, they're definitely brought up some of the things that I say football related, come back around to the Broncos quite a bit. It's apparent that the Broncos are my favorite team, and I'm happy that, that they're, um, looking a little better. I am watching the game right now, and when Teddy was in there, man, the Broncos were going off, dude. Like Teddy scored 2 touchdowns on like 2 or 3 drives. Then of course they put Locke in after that to see what he could do. But I kind of, maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of feel like they really want Locke to work out, so they're giving it like as many opportunities as possible. And I feel like a lot of people were championing Locke last week, but watching Bridgewater today, like, man, it's hard to say he's not the guy right now. But I could be wrong. It's not like I have seen a lot of footage of either quarterback. But and then based off of what I did see or have seen in the past seasons with Locke, it's like let's just have a fresh start here, because I'm not really thinking that he'll work out. So but who knows? You know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know, man. It's tough to say, you know. Maybe he needed another year, and now he's gonna be a lot better. I mean, I hope so. I really do because the Broncos are so desperate. Whether it's Bridgewater or like whoever it is, like we just need a quarterback. We struck out on Rodgers, and that just didn't work out. And so, like, can we please get a quarterback? But like basically with the Packers, I don't know that they're gonna get lucky again because the thing that you could say about the Packers is that they've only won two Super Bowls with both those quarterbacks. So I'm sure that they are hoping, that they'll end up with another star quarterback and hopefully they can get even more championships and, that type of thing. But I don't know that Love's, I feel bad for the kid. Like, he hasn't been able to play because he's been under Rodgers, but I don't know. Maybe they'll be patient with him. The Packers are kind of a different organization the way they do things. But if not, I feel really bad for Love because he sat, and then they didn't give him a whole lot of time to prove he was the next guy. So it's just a pretty crappy situation if it doesn't work out. So yeah, I wanted to talk about how Hard Knocks episode 2 came out. Dak Prescott, he's basically, still injured. I mean, I don't want to cover that too much, because basically it's been a never-ending story with Dak, and he's injured, and just that gets super old. I really don't want to get into that again this week. Let's see. Oh, you know what? um, I had another basketball thing to talk about, but I'll get to that after. I was looking at my notes here. But, I wanted to touch on how a lot of the young rookies, QBs looked good. Justin Fields, last week, of course, the first preseason week. Justin Fields, Mac Jones looked good. Who's these other guys here? Trying to. I can't remember honestly. I don't know why I'm spacing it, but there's Justin Fields, Mac Jones. Who else has rookies? The Jets. The Jets have Zach Wilson, and I don't know why I'm spacing on the other two. But anyway, Trey Lance is one of them, and then I think there's another one. But anyway, they all showed signs of life. So I heard somebody on, I think it was ESPN or something, was talking about, how it's going to be the first class. I think it was on First Take. I think it was Max Kellerman was talking about how he's confident that this is going to be one of, if not the best, quarterback draft class where more than 3 of the top QBs taken are good. And I I think it is definitely early to be saying that, but I definitely think it's possible, you know. Just because you base it off of what's happened the other years doesn't mean that this year's not going to be an anomaly. You know what I mean? So, I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's see. So there's been a lot of controversy over Mac Jones or Cam starting. He was asked about it. He really did not want to get into that, which usually people don't want to. But, we're kind of, I don't know. I kind of feel like most people are favoring Mac Jones starting, and he's probably got the higher upside, as long as things work out. Cam's only got so much left, he's not the same player he used to be. But we'll just have to see, I mean, Cam still has the experience. He still has been in the NFL and been a starting quarterback and been an MVP. So we'll just have to see, where everything goes. Let's see, I forgot what else I was gonna talk about. I had another topic I was gonna bring up about something. I think it was about quarterbacks, maybe. Um, Maybe it was major news lately. But yeah, hopefully I'll think about it again. Um, let's see. Yeah, so Jordan Love wasn't good last week either. And well, actually he didn't even play this week, so that's not really a good thing to say cuz that's just confusing. But yeah, he didn't even really play. All right, so transitioning into basketball really fast. Joel Embiid got an extension with the Sixers. Simmons is still not talking to the team. Which he's being a big baby, I feel like. But, yeah, so I don't know. Maybe he'll end up getting traded. I mean, who knows, I guess. But we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, so transitioning into, I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm probably going to talk about the Suicide Squad. I watched it. Um, I think DC is actually doing really, really well with their movies. I personally don't think that they're quite to par with the Marvel movies just because, I mean, some of them are, don't get me wrong. I think that they definitely have done some that I've liked a lot, like Aquaman and let's see, what was that? Shazam, I think, was actually a pretty good one. Um, up to par with some Marvel ones. I liked the Justice League one. I said Aquaman, I think, right? But and then of course Wonder Woman everybody loved. So I feel like they're definitely getting there, but they just don't feel like they're the same. They're not all like when Marvel was putting out movies. I feel like every movie was like amazing, right? And when you look at all of the movies that came out that were part of like Avengers and Iron Man and Captain America and Black Panther and so on and so on and so on. Like, even if you had one that wasn't quite as good as the rest of them, which I don't think any of those, well, maybe Iron Man 3 was one that was like, or maybe it was two. It was one of those. But it was like, all right, it's a good movie. It's really not bad. But when you start comparing them to like the first Iron Man or whatever, like I mean, all you guys know the good ones too, right? Like, or the ones that you liked. Ragnarok is like one of my favorites. The Thor movie, and definitely the first Iron Man. It's one of my favorites, and I think Age of Ultron was also one of my favorites. The Avengers movie, but like we all got our favorites, right? But even the worst of the Marvel movies is still really, really good, right? I feel like. But yet, I watched Suicide Squad and I like it. It's a very good movie, but I don't put it up there with. And I think about this because the guy that directed Guardians of the Galaxy directed Suicide Squad also. And I just can't. I can't put that movie up there with Guardians of the Galaxy at all, or even probably maybe even the worst of the Marvel um, movies as far as like the Avengers, the what do they call it, MCU movies. I think it's below that, but I still think it's a good movie and I like it and it's good action and I would watch a movie that guy made any day of the week. Like I am a huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan. He puts a movie out, I'm probably gonna like it. Um, I'm definitely gonna be interested in seeing it. So I'm not trying to diss on it. I'm really not. But I just felt like it didn't hit with me as much as the Marvel movies do, and definitely not as much as Guardians of the Galaxy do. So I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 8.0 out of 10 because it's a good movie, But I thought about giving it like 8.5, but it's like I just can't go that high. If I'm able to go like 8.2 or 8.3 or something like that, then I'll do that. But yeah, I just even though I like it and all that, I just can't go uh super high on the score because I just I don't feel like it was a bad movie at all, but I don't think it was super great. You know what I mean? So anyway, but yeah, so that was my review. Suicide Squad 8.0. Definitely not a bad score at all. I like it. I keep thinking about it too. Like I want to watch it again, and maybe when I watch it again, my score will go up, and I'll let you guys know next week. Um, if that's gone up, but yeah, right now I'm sitting at a 8.0. Uh, let's see here, guys. So yeah, I want to transition right now into talking about some video games. Um, yeah, so it's basically Tony Hawk that is for sure the front runner and favorite game right now. Um, I like that remake a lot. I got some more progress on it. I did get farther. I got past the mall, which I was really struggling because I'm only on the first game right now. Um, and I was really struggling, and then just because you got to get enough done, and so I was concerned about it, but I was able to just keep working at it, and then I was crossing stuff off the list, and then I got through the level, so I was happy about that. I think the part right before the mall was like where you're doing like the competition, and I had to try that like a couple times, I think, but I did get a medal. I wasn't a very good medal, honestly, but it was enough to get to the mall, and I got past the mall now. So now I'm at, I think it's like a skate park that's kind of pretty much right in the middle of the street, different or some different roads or whatever. But I'm enjoying that a lot. I am really gonna have to get serious about it next time I play it on this new track, and try to get past that because it gets difficult, more difficult every level that you get to. It seems like each new skate park, um, So I'm really gonna have to work at it, but we'll or I'll update you, and I really don't want to start the second game until I get as far as I can on the first game. So, which to beat it, you know, it's probably going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I'll just have to keep working at it, and that's the only way that I got as far as I have now. But also, I checked out Forza 7, and Horizon has always sounded a lot cooler because it's more outdoorsy. You're not really confined to a track, But the one thing that bugs me about Horizon 3, um, which I don't have Horizon 4. I know I'll get it at some point, but I don't have it right now. But yeah, the thing that kind of bugs me is there's no NOS on it, because I feel like that would be a perfect game coming from somebody that loves Need for Speed. Um, what was it? Underground and Need for Speed. Most Wanted. Those type of Need for Speed games. Like, you got to have NOS. I think it was Underground that had it. I don't know if Most Wanted had it. I can't remember, but Underground, I'm sure, had it, and it's a must. You have got to have NOS in your driving games for me, if you want me to absolutely love it. But needless to say, though, I do like Forza 7 a lot. And but yeah, I mean, it's a different kind of game. So I think that's why Horizon bugs me more, because it feels kind of like a Need for Speed game, but current day, or like an old school one, but current day. But yet it doesn't have the NOS, so I think that's why it bugs me. But Forza 7 is a really good game, and it is what it is. It's a racing sim, but I am enjoying it. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a big sale on. You can get the whole 80, or I think it's like $80 worth for like $20 right now, which comes with like all the cars and everything. Or you can get it for like $10, just the game, by itself, none of the DLC. Um, which they give you enough different cars or whatever in the game that it's like, do you really need the DLC? But I mean, it's just it's $10 more. You get the whole package. So or you can get the deluxe edition for 15 versus 10 for just the regular game, or 20 for everything. You can get deluxe for 15. So it's a pretty good package. No matter what you get, you'll be getting a good deal. I think the deluxe edition is like $60 usually, and now it's like 15. So I mean, you're still saving quite a bit, but they're actually closing out that game. I can't remember what the date was. I think it's like maybe end of September or something. I can't remember. But if you want that game, now's the time to get it because they're pulling it from the store. So, like, if you own it, you'll still be able to download DLC and all that, but you won't be able to buy it anymore. So, it's one of those things that you want to get it. And if you haven't played it and you like racing games at all, I recommend it. I think it's a really good game. And it's coming from someone that hasn't played much of it, but I think the way to go would probably be the full package personally, but even if you do the $15 one instead of the 20, still gives you some more cars. I think you get the points multiplier in the game with that. But anyway, yeah, it's a cool little thing, you know. So anyway, I guess nobody's really joined the group for any amount of time that matters. Nobody that I've seen at least has requested to talk, and nobody is really at the group right now. So I guess I'm gonna wrap it up. Unfortunately, nobody joined the green room this week to talk about NFL football, but maybe there's a time tomorrow I can try to get an interview or two. But anyway, if not, this will be the podcast, and you guys have yourself a great week, and thank you for listening. By the way, I think I said last week, but we're up on the Apple podcast now. And we, of course, are on Spotify, and I mean, I think we're on majority of places you're going to go to. We're on like Google Podcasts, and we got some mom and pop podcast apps or whatever, like the lesser known ones or whatever. So, you should be able to find us lots of different places. So, and also just to give you guys a heads up, I'm thinking about changing the name. It might happen this week. I might hold off, but the email for now is going to change the same, or it's going to stay the same, sorry. But I think the name of the podcast is going to change to Sports, Video Games, and More. I'm not really vibing with the nonsense part. So, yeah, anyway, thanks for listening, guys, and you have a good week.